What's going on, y'all? It's Randall Branch. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 4 lessons I learned from my first 4 years in the gym. I could expand it and talk about health and wellness too, but we'll just keep it with the gym for right now. This is very similar to what I did with business a few months ago. If you guys checked out that video, it was the 2 critical lessons from my first 2 years in business. So this is just part of me documenting my journey, letting you guys know what I'm learning. Obviously, I'm always going to be a student of the game, learning about fitness, about business, and personal growth, which is, what I talk about on the channel. So I'm always going to be learning. But as I'm moving through my careers and like these 3 different paths, I just want to let you guys know some things I'm learning, some things I've learned, and hopefully you guys could take heed to them. If they can help you guys on your journey, that's great. If they don't, that's also great. But I want to share those with you guys nevertheless. So we'll get right to it. I like the idea of having some B-roll just of all the footage I've got of me working out in the background as opposed to me just sitting up on my couch and recording. These are going to be raw footages. I mean, obviously, when I record my full-length videos, I'll be clipping stuff together and, I'm taking out the points where I'm just standing up or I'm taking out the points where I'm adjusting my camera and stuff. But these are just the raw footages. So I think these would be cool to just see the raw clips. So we'll get right into it, man, with the first lesson. So the first thing I want to talk about is being obsessed with the gym. A lot of people say it's bad. Oh, you're a gym cell, whatever. Like, there's always negative connotations when it comes to being obsessed with the gym in terms of like progress and just being there more than once or twice a week, being there 4 or 5, 6 times a week, sometimes even 2 a days, which is what I do. It gets deemed as bad. A lot of people say you shouldn't be obsessed with the gym, and I'm here to tell you that that is false. I mean, obviously, some people, it could be a detriment to their mental health if they're obsessing over the gym to the point where it's causing them not to be able to focus on other things that are important in life, and they're neglecting other things that they need to get done. We never want to do that. But when it comes to just being obsessed with your progress, with your body, with getting the results that you want, and this goes beyond just the gym, just in life, man, it's not a bad thing. I look at people who have the best physiques. I look at people who do the best in business. I look at people who are at the top of the food chain in whatever domain of life you want to pick. And they're all obsessed with their craft. They all wake up and it's the first thing on their mind. They learn. They're students of the game. Like I told you guys, man, they're students of the game. People who are obsessed with business, they usually do pretty good in business because they make it their mission to learn what they need to learn about their market, about what other successful business owners have been able to do, etc. Don't you guys think that it's bad to be obsessed with your craft, man? If you're really interested in, building the best physique that you could possibly build, then be obsessed with the gym. One thing about the gym that a lot of people don't realize is, people think the gym is just a physical spot, like the gymnasium, right? Like the actual facility. But in terms of like really building the body that you want and fitness in its totality, you're going to have to be cognizant of what you're doing outside the gym too. So the gym doesn't end after like an hour and a half while you're actually working out or however long you work out. Like the rest of the day matters too. So when you're all knowing of that and you know that, okay, for the rest of the day, I need to get my macros in. I need to make sure I'm getting my steps in. I need to make sure I'm getting my sleep in. Whatever you need to do to be able to get the physique that you want, it's going to take a little bit of obsession, man. It really is. And one thing that's helped me, people always see my physique now, and I get a lot of compliments about my physique. And people always tell me what I do and stuff like that. Like, I'm obsessed with my craft. I'm obsessed with getting the best body I could possibly get. If I just focused on just going to the gym for an hour and I didn't care about it and I didn't study, okay, my chest is lagging. I need to figure out how I could fix my incline press. I need to figure out how I could fix my pec deck. Okay, my legs are lagging. My calves are lagging. Let me figure out what other people are doing for calves. Oh, this guy did calves 6 days a week because calves is a small muscle group and they're used a lot. So, like all this, I'm looking at bodybuilders who train calves and abs every day. So I started doing that and they came up. So just little stuff about me being obsessed is what helps me continue to get the results that I'm aiming to get. So that's just the first thing, man. Be obsessed with the gym if you are. If you're not obsessed, then you're not obsessed. But if you are obsessed and it's a passion of yours, this is permission for you to be obsessed. It's going to be okay. And you'll get the results that you want to get due to your obsession. Okay, the second thing, strive for your best physique. I know that first lesson was a ramble session. I only want this video to be about 15 minutes long, so we're going to move through it. So yeah, the second thing, strive for your best physique. Men and women, a lot of us, and I think some of this is just going to happen regardless. We see people, they look good, we're like, dang, it would be amazing to look like that or whatever. And it's not just men. Women do it too. You might see one of them booty influencers like on YouTube or on TikTok or on Instagram. Oh, I would love to have her body. But genetics play a role and other factors play a role. So I think that's one thing that most people need to do is just strive for achieving your best physique. Like, what does your best physique look like? If you just try to look like somebody else and, oh, I want to look like that. I want to look like that guy I see on Instagram. I want to look like that girl I see on TikTok. It's not going to end well. You're going to be chasing something that you probably won't obtain. So just do what you need to do to get your best physique. And if you do that, you'll be all right. The thing about achieving your best physique is that it's going to be your physique. Like, no two physiques are the same, men and women. Everybody has different genetics. Everybody has different muscle insertions. All that. Like, so when you just go for your best physique, you go for your best look, I think it'll put you in the right mindset to be able to do the best that you can do. And it'll also help you stay on track when it comes to your sleep, your diet. And that's actually going to be the third point, which is consistency. You know, when I first started the gym and just my fitness journey in its totality, I wasn't very consistent. I was consistent with the gym, but I wasn't consistent with other factors like sleep, like diet, like supplementation. I didn't realize how important it was. So that's something I want to push home. It's just third point being consistency. Consistency is one of those things where I think a lot of people don't realize how much consistency it really takes. I just posted a video talking about how I've had 2 cheat meals all of 2025, both in the first 6 weeks of 2025. I turned 22 in mid-February, and at that point, I decided I was never going to eat a cheat meal again. And a lot of people, oh, it's just a cheat meal. Like, you know, it's not about the physique. I understand I could implement in my macros, like going off a plan for one day every 2 weeks or whatever, and it wouldn't affect my physique. But it's just about the consistency and momentum. And I realize, and I want to stay on the gym point, the 4 things about the gym, but this is just a broader statement. A lot of people don't even know what it's like to have momentum. So it's hard to explain to them why you don't do cheat meals or why, you know, you're on a certain routine or why you eat around the same time or why you sleep around the same time or why you're so regimented. They've never had momentum in any real aspect of life. At least momentum that they cause like purposeful momentum, I'll say, because like they've done some stuff because they've had to do it, but like momentum that you've caused that you're working on maintaining and stuff, most people have never had that. So with consistency, it's so important to just build momentum and to do whatever you need to do to keep that momentum. So that's why I don't do cheat meals. That's why I sleep around the same time every night. That's why I do certain things that I do, because I know the power of momentum and I know the power of consistency. Consistency is what will allow for you to be able to make results faster. When it comes to building the body that you want, it's going to take so much time, especially if you're doing it naturally. So the last thing you want to do is making it harder than it has to be. I already know that regardless of if I eat everything I'm supposed to be eating, if I drink the water I'm supposed to be drinking, if I work out as hard as I can, whatever, I already know that even if I do everything right, it's going to take longer. So me purposely messing up and me purposely not being consistent makes no sense, because even if I am consistent, it's already going to take X amount of time. So we want to be able to be consistent so that we could get those results as fast as possible, not because we want it fast, but because we already realize it's a long journey, if that makes sense. So again, man, consistency. This doesn't just count with just showing up to the gym. Showing up to the gym, if you really want to get an amazing physique, I'm not talking about if you just want to tell people that you work out and just cross it off your list of like things to do for the day. I'm talking about if you really want to build a body that you're happy with seeing in the mirror. I don't care if you're man or woman. I don't care if you're old. I don't care if you're young. If you really want to do that, you will have to be more consistent than just the average gym goer. Like, it's not just, this is an hour and a half of my day and I don't think about it for the rest of the day. Like, I know people like to push that online. Oh, this is how you build your dream physique with only 2 hours a week. I promise you it's not like that. And if it is, they built it from putting in more time, and now they're maintaining it off for 2 hours and trying to push it like that's how they built it, which is what you see a lot of these fitness gurus online do. They'll push like low volume, but they started doing low volume after 8 years of training. In their first 8 years, they were training high volume for like 2 hours a day for 6 days a week. And that's how they built their physique. But now they're pushing the fact that they don't put any, like, no, just stop it. Rich Piana has a very famous YouTube video. He's talking about how it seems like with every other aspect of life, we realize it's going to take time. With business, we realize that time needs to be invested. With a relationship, we realize time needs to be invested. With everything. But when it comes to the gym, we try to figure out, and this isn't what he said, but this is something I tell my friends. Like, people try to figure out how they could put their left toe on the gym and still grow. How they could do the bare minimum and still, like, no. People be searching up, how can I get abs? How can I get big biceps without stepping foot in the gym? Just trying to look for every shortcut available. But with every other aspect of life, growing a business, growing your career, getting a raise at work, whatever, we understand that it's going to take time. And the same thing with the gym, guys. The same thing with fitness. It will take time. It will take consistency. It will take energy, and it will take effort. And it's going to take a long time. So the least we could do is be consistent with the things that we know we're supposed to be doing. So the third point, if you haven't been paying attention to this ramble session, just remember this. Be consistent. That's going to be the third point, y'all. Be consistent. So far, we're at 1, 2, 3. So we'll do our fourth, and then we'll end it there. So for the fourth one, I just want to say that it truly is a journey. And a journey entails making mistakes. You know, a lot of people see me now. And when I say this, guys, I'm not saying like I've made it and I have the best physique in the world. I still got a lot of progress to make. But I have realized that I have built a pretty exceptional physique at this point. You know, a lot of people, they say, oh, well, like they might see me and think that things were always like this. But like when I first started, I never planned on tracking my macros ever. I thought it was the silliest thing in the world. I started off, I was eating a vegan diet, which I'll make a video in the future talking about why I got off a vegan diet. But I started off eating on a vegan diet. I'm still in college, man. So I'm training at the rec center. I'm training serious, but I'm not understanding how serious it really is. I'm joking with my friends about women like in the gym. Like, bro, like I'm just being like an 18, 19-year-old, which is when I started lifting. Like, I'm not treating it like I'm an athlete on a purpose. You get what I'm saying? So like, it's a journey, man. Like you'll figure out on your journey certain things that you need to do. I realized that if I really want to get the physique I want, I will have to do certain things. I will have to be consistent. I will have to go in the gym with some type of intention, you know, stuff like that. And some things you'll get right from the jump. Like for me, I always knew how to train at least relatively hard because I played sports, and playing sports before you start working out is a big advantage because you understand the physical labor and physical activity, right? Also, I've always tracked my workouts. I realize a lot of people don't know that you're supposed to be tracking workouts to make sure that you're getting better. I started doing that from the jump. But stuff like diet, stuff like sleep, that was all jacked up. And it really didn't come to, you know, a good point until recently. And I told you guys, man, I've showed you guys that I got all the way up to 250, man. I was perma-bulking, you know, dreamer bulking, as people like to call it. Even when I cut, man, like I knew I needed to be in a calorie deficit, but I didn't realize that if I cut too fast, I could possibly lose muscle. So I got all the way down to like 175 and I had to get back up to 190. And now I'm just starting to get back on my journey to getting shredded and stuff like that. And I just realized that like last year, right? So it's like you will never be perfect in your journey, but you will learn things along the way. And as you learn things, you just continue to collect that information, and eventually you'll be like where I'm at right now, where I know I still need to learn more, but I also understand that I'm in an amazing spot. That's the best spot I've been so far in my fitness journey. So yeah, 4 lessons from my first 4 years in the gym. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And at my 5th year mark, we'll do 5 years, and it'll be 5 different things, man. So little B-roll for me doing some bicep curls. But this is going to be the end of the video, man. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back with another video pretty soon. It's Random Branch Media. Be checking out.